Hey folks, how are you? Happy St. Patrick's Day. I'm Matt Perrells back here on the PlayPicks.com YouTube channel. It's been a minute. In case you don't remember who I am a guy who works here for PlayPicks. Full-time job is hosting a show called Pushing the Odds on SB Nation Radio every weekday, Monday through Friday from the CG Technology Sportsbook here in Las Vegas at the Palms Casino Resort. So let's talk tournament time, huh? Happy Selection Sunday. Hopefully you've had your fill of some green beer and potentially some corned beef and cabbage and other fun stuff. My family and I celebrating St. Patrick's Day. I'm a smidgen Irish, just a little. I'm mostly Italian and French, but I am a little Irish, so always a lot of fun. Hopefully you had a couple of Guinnesses or some Irish whiskey today for you. But we've got the tournament, and this is going to be a tips video. Things to look at, things to make some money, things you might want to use as you're looking at the tournament here and looking at the bracket, how the bracket's been formulated. But before we tell any of that, let me tell you about these awesome exclusive links that we've got going on here for playpicks.com. All right. These are the best ways to sign up, and these sign up offers are the best anywhere. Why not do it right now? Because the tournament's going to start. Get locked in. DraftKings, you got a $25 for free. No deposit required. Just $25. Very easy. BetStars, how about them? $500 to risk bet free or risk free. A bet. No risk, up to $500, and FanDuel, their sportsbook, up to $500 for a risk-free bet as well. You want to click the link coming up here. Just an awesome opportunity for us with playpicks.com. Get involved. Hit the link below. Get involved in the description. Tell me about this tournament as well. I'm going to give you my keys as I look at it here on a Sunday heading into the Monday of NCAA tournament week. How do you approach this week? What are some of your tips? What are your suggestions for people and how you like to play the tournament? I'm going to tell you mine. You might disagree. Tell me if you agree or disagree in the comment section below. Hopefully you've been a part of us over the football season now here into March Madness. You're going to be with us for the entire time. We'll have more videos coming up tomorrow and later on next week as we progress towards Thursday. But definitely stay with us. If you've not clicked subscribe yet, do it. Click subscribe and you'll get our videos throughout the entire NCAA tournament. Why not? They're free, right? We're giving you, I don't know, I hit at like 65% in college football. Here we go with college basketball. I love the tournament, okay? I love it. I've been covering it since I was a freshman in high school when I was 18 at UMass way back in 1996 when UMass went to the Final Four. So now here we are a good 20 plus years later, and the tournament is still the best thing that we do as a country. It's better than the Super Bowl because it involves so many more teams, so many more states, so many more fan bases. The games are nuts. And yeah, the game is quicker than say a 4-hour football game. But man, 16 games on Thursday and 16 games on Friday. So right at the top, my advice to anybody is you don't have to bet on every game. Okay, just because a game's being played does not mean you must have money on it. Is it more fun? Of course, but it doesn't mean you have to have money on every game. So pace yourself. If you feel like you're in a rut, if you're on a bad streak and your bankroll is quickly going away, just hit the brakes for a second. Go take a shower, go for a run, sober up a little bit, try to find some magic. Go find your favorite stone. Go find a good luck, whatever you call good luck, rabbit's foot or whatever that works for you. Go find that. And some people go to a spa. I've had friends of mine that go, mid Friday afternoon saying, I'm not going to make the weekend. They go get a massage. They go and try to, throw some iron up and work out some of the aggression, and their mind clears and they see the board better. And all of a sudden you find one winner and really it starts to snowball and you start getting very excited. So first and foremost, my advice when it comes to the betting on the tournament is number one, pace yourself. You don't have to bet on every single game. Number two, flat wagering. It's a philosophy. Not everybody agrees with it. But for me, I think in the tournament, it's really important. Even if you absolutely love that one seed to cover that line, flat betting. Okay, whatever your one unit is, $50, $100, $500, whatever your one unit is, that's what you should be playing on every single one of these games, sides or totals, okay? Don't go and hammer down on Duke because you love Duke, okay? Be careful with that. I just think that's a better way because upsets happen and you've got to be able to pace yourself. You've got to be able to sustain oh my goodness, that just happened moment, like Virginia last year losing to UMBC, right? It blew up brackets, destroyed my bracket. I believe I had Virginia winning the whole thing in my quote official pushing the odds radio show bracket. But you got to be able to withstand that punishment, and you have to be able to absorb it if it does actually happen and the world collapses and oh my gosh, that just went down. So that would be another. So first, pace yourself. Secondly, flat wagering. Okay, let's start with some futures. Future wagers, obviously, things that will happen in the future. So everyone's plus money right now. At the time of taping, this is today here on a Sunday afternoon. The brackets just came out about an hour ago. Everybody's plus money. So Duke plus 190 is the current favorite. But let's look at some of the number one seeds. Let's take a look at what's happening here in terms of how you might want to look at a future wager and why betting on a one seed, one of the four, is probably a good idea, okay? Since the field expanded to 64 back in 1985, number one seeds have won 79.8% of their games in totality. It's a pretty good clip, right? 80% winning their games straight up. So as you look at the field, you look at the bracket, you might want to pick that one seed to go out in the first round. Not going to happen, okay? All time 135-1 number one seeds in their first game, okay? They've lost once last year. Chances are none of the one seeds are going to lose to a 16 seed coming up in this year's bracket. Since 1985, 34, and this is all from NCAA.com, by the way. This is official data from the NCAA.com, their data. Since 1985, 34 national championship games have been played. That's 68 total spots, 68 teams that are in. 32 of those 68 have been number one seeds. Only 8 times has a final game failed since 1985 to have at least one number one seed in the dance. So as you look at betting futures, you're probably going to want to roll with the number one seeds, right? The last 34 years, the last 34 national champions, 20 of them have been number one seeds. And boiling it down to last year, Villanova winning it as a one seed. 3 of the last 4 national champions have been number one seeds. So if you're going to bet a future, who's going to win the dance? There's 4 number one seeds. It's a pretty good chance that one of those 4 will be cutting down the nets in Minneapolis. Duke, go to FanDuel Sportsbook. Just look at their lines here where their future numbers are. Duke at plus 190, Virginia plus 600, Gonzaga plus 650, and UNC at plus 1,000. You might want to go off the board there, and I'm not going to hate on it if you say, hey, it's a crazy year in college basketball. I'm taking Michigan or Michigan State. Okay, if you're a big fan of one of those 2 teams, fine. Just the numbers don't really bear it out, okay? Number one seeds historically in this tournament, they dominate, they win, and they cut down the nets more often than not. 20 of the last 34 champions have been a number one seed. Okay, so we're going to have another video out when it comes to picking upsets in games that I like to wager on and games I like, where the edges are. But let's just look at a couple of philosophies here as you try to pick upsets and get potentially a plus money game or a game that might be fun to watch because there's a big difference in style of play. Okay. There are 3 big stat categories that I look for. One is effective field goal percentage, which is a mathematical formula, basically weights bigger shots. 3-pointers get more weight. Overall offensive efficiency gets more weight. I love teams that are really good because in the tournament offense, you got to be able to go to multiple players. You can't rely on one guy, okay? Teams are going to have 3 or 4 days to prepare to stop one player. It's very difficult for if you're a one-horse, team like a Vermont, right? You got one good player. That's it. He's a really good player of the year in the league, but one good player more often than not is not going to pull a major double seed, upset with a double-digit seed coming in. It can happen, just more often than not it doesn't. So I want the whole team to be good offensively. Number 2 is the greatest equalizer ever created in college basketball. Do you hit the 3? If you hit the 3 and you're good, and there's a big mismatch between your 3-point efficiency and your opponent's 3-point efficiency, I love that. And finally, defensive efficiency as well. How are you on defense as a team? How many 3-point shots are you giving up? How many easy buckets are you giving up? So let's just look at one quick game here. And this is just one example of what I'm talking about. Wofford's going to take on Seton Hall. Okay. The Big East in the Pac-12 this year, these teams are ripe, okay? Of the teams that made it, which aren't a ton of them, but the teams that made it from the Big East and the Pac-12, weekend 1, game 1, they're ripe to be upset. But Wofford comes in, I mean, they're a ton of fun. Look at their stats. Wofford, they are 4th in the country in effective field goal percentage, 2nd in 3-point percentage, and they're 76th in defensive efficiency, okay? 4th, 2nd, and 76. Offense, and not horrible on defense. They're playing Seton Hall, who is 210 in effective field goal percentage. They are 273rd in 3-point percentage, and they're 119th in defensive efficiency. The line, now, it's going to bounce around, but right now the line is Wofford minus 2.5. I love that. I love Wofford to blow the doors off of Seton Hall. I don't think they can keep up offensively. They can't score at the same clip that Wofford can. And look, these games are played by human beings. So we do our best. We boil the games down. We look at what happens. And oftentimes we can have a great strategy and be wrong. That's just part of the dance and why it's so fun. So just because we think something's going to happen doesn't mean it's going to happen. But when I look at effective field goal percentage, when I look at 3-point percentage and defensive efficiency, those 3 categories, I like to line up where the teams are. And if there's a big mismatch, like I see here with Wofford and Seton Hall, I'm all over Wofford. So just an example, there's many games to come here. We've got 16 on Thursday and 16 on Friday. Like I mentioned, we'll have a whole separate video coming at you to be able to have specific picks and sides and totals that I like. And, you know, in terms of future wagers, we'll make all these picks in a different video. But that really is important when it comes to how you're going to break down these games when you're looking for some type of statistical advantage as to which side to play. So just in recap here, as we're taking some tips for the NCAA tournament with wagering. 1, I think if you're going to play a future, it's really smart to play a number 1 seed. As I mentioned, all those numbers, this tournament is dominated by the best teams in Duke and North Carolina. Virginia and Gonzaga are the 4 best teams in college basketball. I mean, they've been that way all year long, and I think it's going to continue to be that way. Gonzaga, by the way, losing in the West Coast Conference tournament was a great thing for them. They had to lose. They needed to hear all the naysayers. They had to refocus. If I'm betting a future, which I'm probably going to, I love Gonzaga to cut down the nets in Minneapolis. But bankroll management, flat wagering, no matter what you're doing, same wagering, flat wagering. It will help you withstand a, oh my goodness, I can't believe that happened moment. Sure, the highs won't be as highs, but we're talking about lows here, right? We want to make money at the end of the tournament. Flat wagering, I would highly recommend it. I would avoid parlays. I mean, look, we all know they're sucker bets, but you feel like there's so many games going on. I'm going to parlay them all together. Avoid parlays. No, just my advice would be I avoid parlays for sure. And have fun, finally. Have fun, enjoy it. Remember, this is all for fun. This is not, we're all enjoying ourselves here. We're all trying to make some money in the tournament, and hopefully we're going to do that coming up with all these great videos on playpicks.com, on our YouTube channel here for playpicks.com. Okay, again, you guys are going to go to these great offers we got going on right now. Click the link below. Why not right now? I mean, what are you waiting for? Okay, DraftKings Sportsbook, $25 free, no deposit required. It's a free wager. Here, go make money. BetStars, up to $500 for a risk-free bet, and FanDuel as well, up to $500 for a risk-free bets. Be sure to use our exclusive links to get to the best sign-up offers anywhere on the internet. This is your time, New Jersey. Let's go with the NCAA tournament. All right, we're back with more videos. Stick with us. If you've not hit subscribe. Stay with us. Welcome to March Madness. Should be a ton of fun. Let's have some fun. Let's make some picks. More videos coming. I'm Matt Peralt. Stay with us here for more.